We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung đến đại đức tăng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhật thiết chúng sanh, thịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly hô đạt lạc, tức chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sananto Suchedo Ye Ola Hodi San Miao San Puto Xie. Nam mô Thác Đắc Tha Tô Ya Đà Ya A La Ha Đế Tam Miệu Tam Mô Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yu wo jin jie wen de shou qu 愿解如来真实义. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master 6th Patriarch, Great Master YongHua, all the good monks and nuns, and all good advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨六祖师父上人，各位出家人，各位善知识，弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa lục tổ Hòa thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Today is the 27th of January 2024. We're here at Go Forest to continue discussing the 6th chapter of the 6th Patriarch Sutra. Right now we're on slide 147. Okay, 147. Okay, so this marks the last lecture of Friday nights of the 6th Patriarch Sutra during this winter chi here, because next Saturday night will be done in Saturday afternoon. So this is our last chance to study together this the wonderful teaching of the Great Master 6th Patriarch. All right, thank you for the opportunity. All right, feel free to ask any questions again, anytime about anything. He's talking, chapter 6 is about repentance and reform. So the one thing that jumps out immediately is that even when you practice Chan, you still have to repent and reform. That's why he's teaching us, okay? We all make mistakes, and therefore it is wise, instead of the people who have wisdom would repent and reform, instead of trying to hide or pretend it's not there, okay? And in this chapter here, towards the end of it, maybe another 50 slides, more slides to go, and then we'll be done. Last chance to study the sudden teaching from Great Master Huineng. So he's been talking about the Buddhist Dharma of taking refuge, and he says that if you should take refuge with the Buddha, and when you take refuge with the Buddha, you actually should be aware that you're taking refuge with your own Buddha nature. And this Buddha nature here manifests itself as through three bodies, the Dharma body, the word body, and transformation bodies. And so he's in the midst, he's towards the end of explaining about the Dharma body, all right? And he says that we talked about knowledge and wisdom. He says knowledge and wisdom are always bright, meaning that they're there. Your knowledge and your wisdom, your inherent knowledge and wisdom are always inside of you. It's shining brightly. However, if you are attached to externals, okay, when you see things through your six sense organs, your eyes, your ears, your nose, the typical people, ordinary people, would attach to these externals. Okay, they're attached to external states, and therefore they get confused. And that nature of confusion is similar to clouds of false thoughts covering a self-nature, so that you can no longer use them like it's supposed to be used. Right? Continuing. 148. If you meet a good known advisor, if you listen to the true and proper Dharma and cast out your own confusion and falseness, then inside and out there will be penetrating brightness.
若遇善知识，闻真正法，自除迷妄，内外明彻。
All right, 149. So here, he says that it is your confusion is of your own doing. It's because you attached to external things. You see panda bears, you like panda bears. You like to cuddle panda bears. Okay? That's confusion. Okay, never mind. But if you're a boy, it's forgivable. Because ordinary people do not realize that they create their own problems. It's no one else's fault. Don't blame others. It's because of our own, each one of us, of our own confusion and falseness. Okay? Confusion, what's the difference between confusion and falseness? Confusion is that you are confused by your sense organs. The Chinese teaching is beautiful. It is so precise, so insightful. Okay, so confusion is because your six sense organs create bring in these externals, data from the external world, and that will confuse you. Confusion here meaning that you attach to external states. You see beautiful things, you attach to beautiful things. You smell good food, you attach to good food and give rise to cravings. Even after you've done eating in the future, when you have this, when you like, let's say you like, what is it? Let's say red peppers, hot peppers. No one, okay, never mind about red peppers. What? Popeye chicken, there you go. If you like it, and it's perfectly normal to enjoy it, but beware, as you know, as you enjoy it for now, so your desires are temporarily met, but it also creates a craving for it in the future. And that's the nature of confusion. The forces, the engine behind the confusion is attachment. So far, so good? Okay. So it says, your own confusion. What about falseness? What is falseness? And what's the difference between confusion and falseness? Chinese is mi, wang. Wang or wang? Wang. Huh? Okay? So what is wang? Wang is false. So why is it false? Yeah? What is it? It's because of your confusion, because of your attachment, that give rise to falseness. Okay? Confusion gives rise to falseness. Meaning, because of your attachment, you think about your attachments. Not true. You look at, oh, it's not my problem. Look at around you, say, well, you don't have that problem, right? You don't have no attachment, that's why you don't think about anything. Okay? So the Chinese teaching is very, very, very insightful. You're confused, that's why you give rise to falseness. Yes, JC.
제가 잘못했습니다. 수행을 하면서 너무 교만하였습니다. 올해 초부터 제 멋대로 관과 염 수행을 했었는데 그게 무슨 결과를 불러올지도 모르고 너무 무모했었습니다. 불보살님들의 명호와 만타를 함부로 이용했었고 지침받지 않은 것들을 마음대로 시험해봤습니다. 그러면서 제가 특별하다고 생각하고 남들을 무시했었습니다. 그러면서 마의 경계에 빠진 것 같습니다. 얼마 전부터 한국에서 연이어 일어난 화재가 저 때문이라는 생각이 계속해서 강하게 일어났습니다. 그래서 채권자를 죽이려고 했는데 얼마 후 일본에서 지진이 일어났습니다. 제가 너무 경솔했고 신중하지 못했습니다. 도저히 제가 할 수 있는 게 아무것도 없습니다. 늦게나마 도움을 청하고 싶습니다.
Master, I made an offenses. While I practiced, I was very arrogant. So from this year, I practice contemplation and recitation practice. And I don't know what those practice will bring, what kind of result those practice will bring. So I recite Buddha's and Bodhisattva's name and mantra, which is not instructed, but I practiced it, and then I thought I'm very special, and I ignored others. And then I think I'm in demonic state. From recently, and there are fires happening in Korea, and I think it is happening because of me. So I wasn't trying to kill the creditors, but soon there's an earthquake in the Japan. So there's nothing I can do, so I wanna ask you help.
Don't do it. Don't be arrogant. And what makes you think that, let's say, the earthquake in Japan was caused by you? Is there some insight there that you have that we're not aware of?
그 일본에서 지진이 일어난 날 제 몸이 너무 아프고 불타는 듯이 타는 것 같았습니다.
The day when the earthquake happened, my body was very sick and very hot.
Why would that cause the earthquake?
제 착각일 수 있는데 너무 죄책감이 들어서 좀 저도 떨치지 못했던 것 같습니다. 죄책감 때문에.
I felt guiltiness and I cannot delete it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
I have guiltiness about it and I cannot get out of it.
Okay. You feel guilty about the war in Ukraine too?
그러진 않습니다.
No.
No.
Okay. What about what's going on in the Middle East? The Houthis attacking the Russian oil tankers. You feel guilty about that too? My point here is that just because you feel guilty, you don't feel guilty, doesn't mean that you are not the cause or you are the cause. I need a more direct connection to help me understand that you are the cause.
그러니까 직접적인 증거는 없고 그냥 제 생각이었던 것 같습니다.
There's no direct evidence. I think it's my thought.
Okay, then if there's no really direct connection that you can justify, okay, you have no facts to justify it, and therefore your guilt is baseless. There's no basis for your guilt. I seriously doubt that you could cause an earthquake or a war. It's not that easy. All right? You should meet with your local sanghas there and discuss with them more about these thoughts of yours and the nature of your practice. I don't know enough to make a comment about that. But arrogance, who is not arrogant? You're all arrogant to a certain extent. And we're working towards resolving our arrogance. All right? Okay, please take it offline, and we can help you clarify your confusion. All right, JC.
Master, just a quick comment. When he was explaining status, he keep saying that he didn't say he strongly believes his thoughts. He keeps saying that he cannot defeat those thoughts. Like it's too strong, that the kind of guilty thoughts, and he couldn't eradicate those thoughts.
Can you say it in Korean again and translate? I'm beginning to believe I don't understand her English anymore.
Master, I will start studying Spanish and we can maybe try Spanish next time. 하준이가 계속 얘기하는 게 저기 그 생각을 믿는다는 게 포인트가 아니라 생각을 떨쳐낼 수 없다는 거를 계속 반복적으로 얘기하는 게 지금 핵심 포인트인 것 같습니다.
So he cannot drop the thought. That's the key point.
What thought?
The thought of guiltiness.
Thought of guilt. Okay. Then he needs to meditate more and find a way to resolve it. It's basically a false thought. As on slide 149 here, he's confused. It's his own confusion. That's why there is this false thought that makes him feel guilty. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, basically his guilt feeling is nonsense. It's total nonsense. I look at him, I don't see him being able to. Can you breathe fire? Can you fly? I'm serious.
그러지 못해요.
You can't, right? You don't look like you have scales like a dragon.
네, 못합니다. 맞습니다.
I know it sounds funny, but in Buddhism, the earthquakes are created by dragons. Okay? And before they create the earthquakes, they need to learn how to breathe fire. All right? You don't have any tail either. So it's very hard for you. I just don't see you creating an earthquake in Japan. You have anything against the Japanese people? You blame him for the bad things that happened to Korea? You see, all this nonsense. That's confusion.
딱히 일본에 악감정은 없습니다.
I have a bad feeling to Japan.
You have what?
Bad feeling. I don't like Japan.
Bad feel?
Bad feeling.
Bad view?
딱히 악감정은 없습니다.
I don't have a bad feeling.
You have a bad view of Japan.
No.
He doesn't have bad feeling.
Nee? Okay, you don't have a bad feeling. Okay, then you're not a dragon, you don't have a bad feeling. How the heck are you going to make yourself responsible for the earthquake in Japan? Were you a dragon in a prior life? Do you have any friends who are dragons? Do you have a girlfriend who's a dragon?
여자친구는 없고 전생은 잘 모르겠습니다.
I don't have girlfriend and I don't know my prior life.
You see, so your guilt is baseless. That's my claim. You see, that's what the 6th Patriarch says very clearly. Your own confusion, you're confused about those you're confused. That's why you think about it. You blame yourself, you make yourself responsible, but you can't possibly be responsible. You simply don't have the power to create earthquakes or tsunamis. Or you can't even make rain, can you? Can you heat up the jewel conch a little bit? It's cold over there right now. Can you make the weather warm up right now, jewel conch? That's what dragons do. You can, right? It's a simple thing. Before they train to make earthquakes, they train to change weathers. Okay? So just all you have to do is realize that those. This is exactly what's happening here. This is a perfect example of this slide here. You have your own confusion. You have your own. That's why you keep on thinking about those false. You have those false thoughts. That's falseness. Okay, and if you left alone, you left to your own device. And you really believe, as this is his case here, not just himself, but for most of us, doesn't matter old or young, young people, they're like guns too, and so forth. Hey, I'm talking. See, they don't even listen. Okay, and so they are not willing when you are confused. And you're not willing to listen to the true and proper Dharma. And it makes things worse for you. At least he's coming to the temple, he's listening to the Dharma, the proper Dharma, okay? True and proper Dharma. Proper Dharma meaning that this Dharma explains to you the clear relationships of events in the world, cause and effect, okay? Meaning that, very simply, if you're not a dragon, you cannot be responsible for the earthquakes. Okay? That's a proper beliefs. That's a proper understanding. You cannot listen to nonsense and think that you're a panda just because someone says you're cute. All right? And so that's not proper. So there's no reasonable causes behind behind your beliefs. Okay, so that's improper. The proper Dharma is that it's very clear, because from the people who have wisdom, they can see the connection between events clearly. Okay, that's why it's called the proper Dharma. The Buddha has incredible wisdom. All in infinite wisdom. So when he sees something, he sees the cause for it right away. That's why when he teaches us, it's called the proper Dharma, or the Buddha Dharma. Is that clear? And it's also called the true. This Chinese teaching is so beautiful. It's first of all, the Dharma has to be proper because it is the teaching from the sages. What separates Buddhism from the other religions? Buddhism is that we study the teachings of the sages, which is what we call the proper Dharma. Whereas other religions, they study people because they're popular. Even including in Buddhism, there are many Buddhist disciples who take refuge and follow and support the teachers who do not understand the proper Dharma. They're just popular. Okay? And so that's why you have to be careful. This proper Dharma can only be obtained by people who have wisdom. And this kind of wisdom here is called, in Mahayana, is called a good knowing advisor. Simply put, a patriarch. In Mahayana, you cannot be recognized as a patriarch unless you have wisdom. You cannot be recognized, you cannot become a good knowing advisor until you have some wisdom, some real wisdom. All right? True. Well, finally, the concept of true. True is that this is the unrefutable facts. If you have real wisdom, okay, then what you do is true. There's no more falseness. If you have no wisdom, if you're not enlightened, you don't understand the truth. You may hear about it, you may repeat it, but you cannot identify. Your substance is not true. Your words may sound like it, may sound true, but the substance of your word is not true. In Buddhism, that's what we pay attention to. We pay attention to the true substance. Not simply emotions, simply advantages, gains, but the true substance. Okay? Wisdom originates from the true substance. So what I'm trying to do for you, okay, is a little bit from the French influence. I'm trying to teach you about style and substance. What are we talking about? The French style is that, you watch you learn about the French culture. They're into clothing, couture, haute couture. How do you say that in English? Haute couture. Yeah, French is haute couture. Oh my God, now I forgot my French. Haute couture. Okay, so haute couture. So that is, Jung is totally confused. Haute couture is what women like. Jung is even more confused now. So style is a friend. Never mind about haute couture because the kids are now losing interest now. Haute couture or style. Okay, the French have style. The way they dress, the way they walk, the way they talk, that's stylish. Watch a French movie. You see, not the new ones, that's all action French movies, that's a style of action and so forth. But actually, in the older movies in my generation, they are stylish. Okay? And so the French are known for French style. Okay, I went to a French high school, so I know a little bit about that. I'm influenced by the French. So the French, they like style and substance. What is substance? Wow, you are really lacking in not only haute couture, but also style and substance. Huh? Is this the first time you heard of it? Macho nacho. You fasting day number 3? 6.
Day number 7.
Number 7?
Yeah.
You don't look like you're suffering at all.
I'm suffering, I'm just pretending.
Do the Spanish does your Spanish culture buy into this French style and substance or not? 6.
No, actually, normally in Spain we don't like French. There is some sort of rivalry.
So what's the Spanish claim to fame? It's not style and substance. Then what is your claim? Picasso? Picasso is
maybe.
dead, okay?
I don't know, maybe food, I guess, or I don't know. In Spain, we also appreciate people that like to cause trouble.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's good. So the French, give you a little bit, talk about French a little bit. French, how is it? Style and substance. Style is outside. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you dress, what your, the kind of car you drive, and so forth. Okay, what is substance? What is substance? Why you really are ignoramuses. Ignoramises. Yes, DTT.
네, 마스터. 안녕하세요. 지금 선체 기간에 안 움직이고 고요하게 앉아 있는 걸 연습하고 있는데 1시간이라도 좀 안 움직이고 앉아 있고 싶은데 계속 너무 힘들더라고요. 뭐 진짜 코도 간지럽고 계속 몸도 움직이게 되고 기가 이렇게 치고 올라오게 되면은 몸이 한쪽으로 막 경직되면서 계속 뒤틀리기도 하고 그러는데 어떻게 1시간만이라도 좀 안 움직이고 앉아 있을 수 있는 방법을 알려주실까 해서 질문 드립니다.
Master, during this chanchi, I'm trying not to move and then trying to sit still, but it's very difficult. Sometimes I felt itchiness on my nose, or sometimes the chi flows up, so my body moves. So could you teach me how to sit still without moving?
Oh, this is very simple. Yeah, the Go First people say just don't move. And to help you remember, okay, if you move, you just use a counter and push 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the end of the sit, you give it to Master Z, the count. All right? And then he will beat you up accordingly. Either 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Okay? You do that, then it will help you reduce your moving. I do it like the Japanese style, the Chinese style. When you move, they come over and hit you right away. No, I want you to suffer. I want you to anticipate being beaten. Because when you move 3 times, 3. If I move again, it's going to be 4. You got that? So American style, we are a lot more cruel. We do it all together. We don't do it one at a time. Chinese is too gentle. Got that? Master Z, are you listening? Okay, and very easy. You probably don't have it because she's ill-equipped, Master Z, let's go to Home Depot, Office Depot or something and buy those warehouse counter, those metal things, they go where the warehouse manager and count the pallets and the boxes and so forth. One, click, 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 okay? Give it to her. Compliments of the temple. And so there's consequences in moving. If you understand that, then eventually you move less and less. Okay? Very good. Easy problem to solve, unlike the earthquake issue. Wei Mountain.
Thank you, Master. Recognizing the kids were not paying attention, they might listen in on this one.
They're listening now. Look at that. Yeah. They do listen to us, don't they? They pretend to be playing, but actually, how interesting. Style and substance. Panda bears.
Kin Chao not, if she's there. Master, my wife Jeannie and I were rewatching The Hobbit, so fire-breathing dragons are front of mind for me right now, and I just recently learned there was a 4.2 magnitude earthquake in San Bernardino this past Wednesday.
Yes.
I know there's big mountains in San Bernardino, so two things came to mind. One, could it have been caused by a fire-breathing dragon? Or two, perhaps, and I understand there was no damage and no harm from this earthquake, perhaps someone achieved enlightenment.
Yeah, perhaps. Mm-hmm. So what's your question?
So, Master, was this caused by a fire-breathing dragon, or did someone achieve enlightenment?
In the sutras, when you become enlightened, you can cause these bodhisattvas can cause that moment they can cause the earth to move in 6 different ways. Okay, so for that particular case, it's possible. I don't know. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Yes, 6.
Emitofuo Master. So I wanted to ask you because recently I've been experiencing that every morning when I wake up, I'm going to cross my legs, but I really don't feel I want to cross my legs, and I think it's because when I'm crossing my legs and I want to unbuckle because it's too painful, it's like I feel I'm losing my value as a person. So maybe I'm afraid of that, and that's why I don't want to keep crossing my legs. And the thing is, like, then if I unbuckle before the time I want, then that day I keep thinking about it. So then the next day is harder for me to sit, and it's like a vicious cycle.
I'm sorry, the last 3 sentences I couldn't hear.
I say that if one day I unbuckle before the time I want to do, that day I'm constantly thinking about it and feeling bad. So then the next day is more difficult for me to sit, and I don't want to sit. I still sit, but I really feel that I don't want to sit.
Mm-hmm. So what's the problem?
Yeah, I was wondering if you have any recommendation for this.
Try again the following day.
Okay, thank you, Master.
Why, you expect to have no problems?
Yeah, I mean, I know I have to have problems, but it's really like, I don't like losing my motivation with sitting and cultivating.
Don't cultivate. See who loses. We lose or you lose?
I lose. Yeah, no, I know I lose, but I don't want to lose.
So, excuse me, why do I care again? If you cross your legs or not? Wait. Huh? Ray, am I missing something? When he asking me why he doesn't want to cross his legs, so wait a minute. Why do I care? Again?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just that I want to keep sitting, so that's what I am asking.
So I taught you how to sit.
Yeah.
I let you sleep. And now you can't sit anymore. It's my fault and I should care?
No, it's not your fault. I know it's my fault, but it's just in case I'm doing something wrong.
Are you doing something wrong?
Probably.
You probably did something wrong. You offended some kind of dragon somewhere, possibly. And so what do you want to know? What did you do wrong or how are you going to fix it? You have to be clear with your questions.
How can
if you see, you didn't ask a question. That's why I said, do I care?
Okay, I want to know how can I fix it, and maybe both things. What did I did wrong, and how can I fix it?
See, this is America. You're an engineer. You have to be very clear. You say, this is a problem, okay? What can I do to fix it? You don't say, I can't sit anymore. And the following day, I don't even feel even like sitting even less. I say, Sarah?
Okay, yeah, I get it. Sorry. Yeah, but I want to fix it, so that's what I'm asking.
Do we want to help? Wait a minute.
Yeah, please.
Okay, you want to fix it, but do we want to help? Let's take a vote. Only one person wants to help. See, no one cares. So assuming no one cares, except for the one person who's leaving anyway next month. Look around you. Who cares? If that's the case, what do you do?
I don't know. I will keep sitting and...
You have two choices. You quit or you don't quit.
No, I'm not.
You're not going to quit, right? You don't plan to quit.
I'm not planning to quit.
What's there left for you to do?
Keep sitting.
What?
Keep sitting, enduring.
What? What did he say?
Enduring or keep sitting.
Enduring?
Yeah.
Keep sitting?
Yeah.
Endure. We all fail. Cultivation is about failing and not giving up. We're not looking at success. Success is irrelevant. We're not seeking success. We're seeking enduring the difficulties and learn how to overcome them. We don't even call it success. It's called problem solving. That's cultivation. The way I train you is to solve your problems. And once you solve the problem, do you have time to say, oh, Eureka, oh, Eureka, Eureka, and run around naked? That's for losers. We don't do that. You see, I know you're European, that's why I'm trying to remind you. You Europeans have this Eureka kind of thing. I made it, you know, like, ding, 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 ding. What is it, that boxer movie series? Rocky. Dun, 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 dun. No. Every time we overcome a problem, okay, so what's next? That's how tough we are. Be more American, European. Endure, okay? That's my generic answer. It's amazing, the last week or so, people have been coming to me and say, Master, I have this problem. So? Endure! How many times do I have to tell you? Stop coming to me, people. Endure! And it's only after you endure for a long time and you can't make it, then I help you. I can help you, but part of the help is to teach you to learn to endure. Don't be such a baby. Don't be so soft. Okay? All right.
Okay. Thank you, Master. Okay.
Endure.
I'll do.
Okay. Very good. Okay. And so, the true here is the nature of the substance. Okay, so we're talking about the French styling substance. So I ask you, what is substance? Huh? JC, answer. I'm looking for you too. Don't just say, Master, hey, JC. Okay. What is substance? JC.
The substance is like the corazon of Spanish. Corazon.
Translation.
Corazon, do you know corazon? Nacho knows.
I couldn't hear you.
한국생이 corazon이 그거예요. 저기 하트.
You see, when she speaks Korean, it's very clearly enunciated. When speaking, I think it's what. Why is there such a huge difference between the way she speaks English and the way she speaks in Korean? Did you hear that, boy?
It's maybe because I eat kimchi every day.
No, because your Korean nature is more true than American nature. So what is substance?
She said it's heart.
It's heart? Okay. Who else? What is substance? For the French, substance, I'm not sure, I'm not French, okay? But for the French, substance usually means money. He's a man of substance, meaning he can have a lot of money to buy chateaus, to buy haute couture, and go to the fancy places and the mineral baths and so forth. Send the kids to engineering school, go to China and kiss panda bears, and so forth. You see? So substance meaning that in French is wealth. Okay? It's nobility, not just wealth alone. Nobility usually associated with substance and wealth. Yeah? Does it make sense now? Yes, JC.
마이크를 켜세요.
He's going to say substance in Korean is Samsung.
그렇습니다. 예, 말씀드려보겠습니다. 이전 품에서 그 채는 무상이라고 배웠던 기억이 납니다. 육조당경 이전 품에서 채는 무상이라고 했던 기억이 납니다.
I remember the substance is impermanence.
Impermanence?
Or no mark.
What?
Substance is no mark.
No mark? How is no mark impermanence? Did he actually say impermanence or your translation?
Master, as I remember in previous chapter, I remember that musang, the no marks, is substance.
Yeah.
I remember.
Okay. substance in the worldly people pertains to different class. It pertains to longevity, how long you can do that. Okay, so for example, substance to the French seems to be money, wealth, status. So you've been, let's say, a royalty for many generations. That's part of your substance. As a royalty, you're entitled to levy taxes. So you have your titles. Your titles are backed up with revenues and income. Okay, and also number 3, because of your stature, you're engaging in substantial things, important things. So you talk about when substance, in a worldly sense, it has consistency, it has importance, okay? It has influence, it has recognition. Yeah? Okay, but that's worldly things. I want to teach you different things. For us, substance is your nature, your enlightenment. Okay? All this training you're undergoing is laying the foundation, paving the way for you to attain your substance, to realize your substance, reconnect your substance with your substance. Okay? So we're different. Okay? The worldly sense, they emphasize style, and then they say, I have style because I have substance. Okay? For us, we do it the other way. I want you to work on your substance first. Now you have your substance, you have wisdom. You are able to wield your Buddha nature. You're able to recognize your Buddha nature. You're able to go home. Your true home is your Buddha nature. Right there, inside of you, not with me, not with the temple. It's about you, okay? And so that's your substance. That's real, that's permanent. It's indestructible. The French substance is destructible and has a date, there's an expiration date. Yeah? They die. They lose their wealth. They lose their nobility status. Yes? So they lose their substance. They become poor. In Buddhism, we stress substance because it's permanent. It's forever. If you reconnect with your substance, are able to recognize your substance, okay, it's forever and ever. Lifetime after lifetime, you'll be able to connect with your substance repeatedly. Okay? And with that, what you do is important. What you do is significant. It's helpful to yourself and to others. And you know it. Whether others know it or not, it's not that important. You know it. That you're making a difference. You know you're helping. That substance, your Buddha nature, your wisdom is your substance. Okay? But however, in order for you, once you have your substance, you should also develop the style so that you can help better. If you only stick with the substance, then you should stay in the mountain. Okay? Live with your own substance. Don't live with others. Live with others, you have to learn about style. Okay? Yeah. And so this is important. That's what I'm reminding you. The training goes on. After you become enlightened, now you have to learn to worldly dharmas and so forth, eventually, to increase your style. All right? And so So coming back to slide 149, you meet a good no advisor, someone who has substance. Okay? A good no advisor is a person who's dedicated to help you reach your substance. Once you have attained your substance, rediscover your substance, you develop your own style. That's the order. All right? Don't try to impress others with your styles yet. Okay? This is why we dress the same. Men, women, same. Okay? I was walking with Xian the other day, and a girl at Costco looked at us and says, because it looked the same, you know, no hair, brown robe, same shoes. Okay, we walk around, and this is a girl about the same age as Thai there, because Kai is too small to understand. Okay. See, he doesn't get it. So it's about the same, a girl about the same age as Thai, okay, your older brother. He looked at us and said, "That's a boy, that's a girl." It's so cute. Right in the back, back area of Costco, where they put the soft drinks. It's so cute. Okay, and so you see. We first work on our substance, okay? So the good no advisor has a substance, he's dedicated to help you open your wisdom. That's to help you see and be aware of your substance, okay? Then you develop your own style, all right? And in order, for a good no advisor, he tells you about the true and the proper Dharma, to help you cast out your own confusion and falseness. So how do you cast it out? How do you cast out? How do you cast out your own confusion and falseness? Yes, 5.
You first know what are they, and then you let go of them or cut them off.
You usually wait until everyone else give you answers. Because when you do that, they won't say, I don't want to raise my hands anymore. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Thank you, Master. I believe you can cast out falseness by entering samadhi.
Entering samadhi, that's correct. Yes, anyone else? Okay? You cast out by requiring 2 things. Okay? First of all, you have to want to throw it out. The trick is that just like children, they see they like junk. To us, look at that, it's junk. See, he knows. He said, but I like it because you're a child. Okay, so you have to want to throw out the confusion and the falseness. Okay, and then. How do you, so the first step is, do you know that you're confused? Okay, do you know that this attachment is causing you problems? Okay, then you have a chance to throw it out. Yes, you too.
No, I didn't. I guess, did you see? They're on top of it more than I am, Master. It's pretty funny. Thank you, Master. From Diego, it says, because you need to regulate yourself and then cast that out naturally.
Okay. Okay. Fundamentally, you need to learn what is not desirable. See, ordinary people They are confused. That's why they find things that are bad for them desirable. So you first have to recognize that it's false. It's not good for you. It's junk. Hey, are you paying attention? Precisely, that's my case. Are you paying attention? See, confused people, you can go so far with them because they're not willing to listen. This is so beautiful. You see, in this one sentence here, he explained the process. You need to believe in a good knowing advisor. If you have no wisdom yet, you cannot believe in yourself. Please don't make that mistake. Okay? And a good knowing advisor will tell you about your true nature and the proper Dharma. What's really going on? What is the nature of your problems? Okay? So that in the nature, he points out your confusion and your falseness. Okay? And if you do that, then, okay, you can cast it out. You cast it out by, number one, believing. You believe that, oh, I didn't know that it's caused by my attachment. Okay? My confusion is caused by my attachment. Yeah? All right? And therefore, because of my attachment, I give rise to false thinking. I think too much. I calculate. I scheme. I cry, and so forth. I throw tantrums. That's falseness. See, he knows. He knows. You see that? They know. They know a lot more than you think. They just want to get away with it. There's a difference because some people they do understand. It's that's what's interesting. Yes, Weimar.
Emitofuo Master, is there a period when I get rid of, I don't want to be associated with the false things, but I also don't have the true thing? Is there a period when I am like in between worlds where I don't have anything?
You cannot be truer than that. You don't have anything. You have nothing. In English, we say we have nothing. We don't have anything. That's Indian.
Master, that's where I think the mind thinks something is better than nothing. So it likes to have the false thing as something because it doesn't want to be.
When you have no more falseness, then you have everything. When you are false, you attach to the false, you have nothing. That's a secret. The confused people, they said, but am I giving it up? It seems like it's a loss to me. There's no gains in doing that. Okay? That's called, it's not untrue. Okay? Yes, you're losing something. It's like small losses and to get bigger gains. You cannot simply look at losses and gains alone. You have to look at the sizes. Okay? And but the principle is that you need to let go before you can have more. In business, the same thing. You have to let go of your money, invest capital into your business before you have a chance to make a lot more. All right, and so your objection is short-sighted. Okay, ultimately, when you're able to drop the false, okay, this is incredible Buddhist wisdom. It's only because you are so scared to drop the small gains. It's because you are after the small gains. That's why you cannot see the big picture. You cannot get more. Okay, a lot more. That fear there is based on your confusion and your falseness. That's why you only are condemned to small gains, not big ones. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so now you realize that you have confusion and falseness, yes, Wei Mountain.
Right now, you just discussed about letting go. Is the process of beyond sitting, is there something else as part of that component of letting go?
Is there anything else? What do you want more besides sitting? Tell me.
I don't want anything, I just want to know.
Would you like to go dancing?
I mean, if you buy tickets,
I'm not asking you, okay. Control yourselves. You are too liberated. Okay. My question means, what else besides sitting would you like to do? Nothing else?
Not really.
Oh, you must be the most boring person on earth. Gray hair. Besides sitting, what else you want to do? Sit longer. You are all so boring. I can't stand it. I'm not talking Vietnamese anymore. Koreans. Besides sitting, what else you want to do? Koreans, JC and JMT. Besides sitting, what else you want to do? You're so quiet. What is the matter with you? Don't you like to eat? Yeah? Yeah, absolutely. Good food, yes? Pizza, the Korean like pizza and honey. That's what they like to do. Okay? Can you imagine? They take a slice of pizza. So shocking to me. And then they very proudly said, Master, this is special pizza. Okay? So they take this slice here and they dip into some honey and they eat it. I say, see, look at him. Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? You see? But they like it. Don't judge them. They're Koreans. They have their own styles. Okay? But the point here is that there are lots of things you like to do, right? And this is why you, besides sitting, there are a lot of things you like to do. And cultivation enables you to do them better. Enjoy them more. Very simple things, like enjoying spending time with your children more than before. Enjoying going to work more than before. Your relationship skills are much better with your interpersonal relationships. That's a very important part of life. That's very important, isn't it, for most of you? Yes? That matters. Yes, Wei Mountain.
About the substance is the main thing that makes you, you. That said, the culture of man has to be seen as a carrier of that substance. The culture is not different than the substance of life. It is the intrinsic value of all. So if substance is an individual thing, it is not substance. The main error of man is to see oneself as separate from others. This cannot exist in substance. Substance is the matrix of the universe. This means that we do not have individual substance. We are inextricably united in the core. We belong to that matrix of life. It is our substance. The only thing that we see is our individuality and our Dharma separate from others. That is not what Dharma is. Dharma is the usual thing that makes us as the all, Buddha.
Okay. I don't know where, thank you for your input. I don't know where you get this information from, but I disagree. Okay? In academia, when you write a paper, you make a statement. It's based on your references, yeah? So, otherwise, your claims, your paper cannot be validated. You set a lot of very important concepts, but you're not citing the sources of your references. And therefore, you have to be careful. You're talking to, and I respect your beliefs and your understanding and your knowledge, okay? But you're forgetting that that's your personal beliefs. That's your personal sources of references. We have others, okay? So you have to be careful. And to put it bluntly, I disagree with you. You don't have enough good sources of reference to justify your claims. It sounds good, like many scholars, many people who talk, but they are insubstantiated, insubstantial, unsubstantiated. You have to separate personal beliefs from facts. Just because it sounds good, because it makes sense intellectually, doesn't mean it's true. The Dharma, okay, is true and proper. Your statement has a lot of parts that are not true and lacks the attributes of being that will make it the proper Dharma. So yes, I respectfully disagree with you. You are entitled to your opinion, okay? And I would respectfully suggest that you check your references again, because your claims cannot be substantiated. There's no substance in your claims. For example, I can go to the list. Every single statement claims that you make, they're called inferences. They're not substantiated or verified claims. There's a difference. Okay? There's a difference between facts and inferences. Be careful. But thank you for your input. Okay, so how do you cast out? Let's talk about this. Okay? Casting out requires you to recognize that it's undesirable. If you like it, hang on to it. It's your life. No one is forcing you to do it our way or believe, okay? If it works for you, by all means, hang on to it. And in reference to the question as what else you want to do besides sitting, there's so many wonderful things in life that we could do beyond sitting. Chan is not only restricted to sitting, okay? The sitting is only a starting point for us to train you, to help you develop the skills, to develop samadhi faster. But after that, okay, you can live your normal life and still doing chant in your daily life. Chant is your daily life. It's not just sitting. Sitting is only part of it. It's not all of chant. A very tiny part of chant is to sit. All right? Wei Mao.
Amitofuo, Master. I had a question for you. Most of my life, like most of my spiritual practice throughout my life has been, I guess, considered like the yogic path. So I've done that for many years. And about, I would say, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had a Kundalini yoga class that I wanted to go to. And over the last couple of years, I've had many friends and fellow practitioners that have always told me to go to this guy. Like he's like the main Kundalini yogi, like he's this amazing teacher and he's changed their lives and what have you. And seems to be a really cool guy. I respect him, certainly. But when I went to the class, I remember sitting there, and a couple things I noticed right away was that the environment felt really good. Like I actually did some chant meditation there while I was waiting, and I went, it was very easy for me there. But I realized as the class started going, I just got this very distinct feeling that like, even though I respect him, like I didn't feel like there was anything there for me. Like, I've always had so much trust in the yogic path, but for some reason I just felt like there was nothing that it could offer me at that point. I had this thought that like, oh, I think I'd be better off just leaving and going to Chan. And so I did. And I've heard people allude to it occasionally that the yogic path can only take you so far. But the Buddhist path can take you all the way. And it's starting to seem like that really might be the case. But I was wondering if you could clarify at all just exactly why that is. What is the block that you can only get so far with yoga, and that Buddhism does offer you the chance to go further than that? Like, could you elucidate on that at all?
I don't understand the nature of the question. Am I missing something? Can you summarize it for me in one sentence? What are you looking for? What's troubling you?
Why is Buddhism superior to yoga?
Why what?
Why is Buddhism superior to yoga?
Why is it superior to what?
Yoga.
To yoga? It's not.
Yes.
We don't claim we're superior to yoga.
Yes, yes, Master, he's
We
asking,
can't-
why
we
is
can't-
Chan
listen.
superior?
Why Chan superior? No, sir, it's not. If you ask me, it's not. A lot of, one of my disciples is a yoga instructor. A few of my disciples are yoga instructors in Korea. I look the way they twist their bodies. I said, I will never be able to do that. So they're superior than us. So we never claim we're superior to yoga. That's very important distinction, folks. It's never about the fact we're better, we are superior. Okay? Never. I don't want you to ever think you're better than your husband, your wife, or the next monk, or the next person. Never. It's not what we are about. We're superior to ourselves. We're trying to rise above our mediocrity and become a better person, and even a better person. That's what drives me. It's not to be superior than yoga or non-Chan. It's irrelevant. If they feel they're better than me, I'm happy for them. Okay? There are plenty of people who are better than us in so many aspects. The yoga, they stand on one foot and twist the other one behind their neck. It's impossible for us. Chan will never be able to do that. Say, whatever you're seeking and that you enjoy doing, that is Chan. So Chan does not reject yoga. So for example, right now, my disciples are teaching yoga before we teach Chan, to admit to the world that Chan is inferior to yoga. Okay? We never think in terms of superior, sir. That's so wrong. Here's what the difference is. I have a lot of disciples who started with yoga. They're very happy. Okay? It helps them. The first of my loser disciples was doing yogas for 5 years. He was doing 5 years because he was so stressed out in his job. Engineering manager. And he was so stressed out. He said, and I discovered yoga because it helped me cope better with my stress. For me, sir, if that yoga he practices can help him cope with his stress better than our Chan, then we should admit that our Chan is inferior to yoga. For him. That's all that matters. It's better for someone else, it's irrelevant to him, right? It's all about you. It's not about me. It's about you. So for him, for 5 years, he practiced yoga because it was so helpful to him with his stress. And then one day he came to my living room, the house where I was staying, when I was practicing on my own, and I started teaching Chan, and that's what I got. Okay, I was allowed to teach in a living room, and he came. Okay, because his friend recommended him to us and said, you want to learn about stress, handling stress better, learn Chan. I said, okay, here he came. And you know what we did? We didn't teach him because I know that we're no good at postures. Okay, I taught him full lotus. And no matter how flexible your body is, you don't necessarily are able to sit in full lotus. It's a different kinds of practice, different kind of requirement, okay? Or even if you are able to sit in full lotus already because of you're flexible, okay? You won't be able to sit in that posture for 1 hour. Little boy here, he sits in that posture for 12 hours. How long have you sitting in that full lotus that you don't sit anymore, huh? Xiao Tai. What's the longest you can sit? That you sat.
I think 18 hours.
18 hours. I assure you, okay, most people who practice yoga cannot sit in 18 hours in full lotus. Okay, so we taught him something. I'm not going to teach him yoga. I'm not going to teach you about Buddhism or anything. Okay, you want to learn how to handle stress? I teach you full lotus. So he sat, and he couldn't. He was a very proud man. He says, I am smart. I'm successful. I'm richer than you. I'm smarter than you. So if you think that will scare me, then I will sit in full lotus for you to show you. And with the promise that it would help him handle his stress better, he was interested. So he tried. He couldn't even sit in full lotus. He sat half lotus. What a loser. Can you sit in full lotus? You can. Okay, you're not as a loser as he was. So he sat in half lotus and he hated it. He said, wow, this is so painful. My body is very flexible, but I cannot sit in full lotus. That happens to a lot of people. You sit in full lotus because you have blessings, folks. You don't have blessings, you cannot sit in full lotus. Doesn't matter how flexible you are. If you sit for 10, 18 hours, that's a lot of blessings. That's impossible. Okay? And so the mere fact he couldn't sit, okay, and so he practiced, he said, because he's challenged by it, he said, you know, these losers, they think they're better than me. I'm going to practice sitting in this full lotus for an hour and then tell them it doesn't work for me. He said he tried for after 3 months, he quit yoga. He says, I found that by training myself to sit in full lotus, and I failed time and time again, day after day after day after day, I failed. But actually, it helped me cope with stress much better. He would practice yoga an hour or 2 hours a day to cope with his stress. But he tried full lotus, and he couldn't even last 10 minutes. And it helped him cope with stress a lot better. My point being that if it works better for you, then try it. Okay? That's our track record. We don't need to claim we're better. We never claim we're better. Maybe the Chinese do claim they're better. I don't claim I'm better. Who am I to claim that? I have no credentials. Okay? No one gave me a PhD that I can hang on my wall. Okay? No one certified me to be like a Chan teacher. So it's embarrassing. Okay? How can I possibly claim to you that my Chan is better than a famous monk, than, you know, all these famous people, established people, recognized people? So what do? I don't make any claims. You discover it yourself. You do it yourself. All I do is teach you how to become a better person. If it works for you, stick around. Doesn't work for you, get out. Don't waste your life with losers like us. Because we are no winners. We're losers. We're all losers. We fail every single time we cross our legs. We ultimately will fail. And that's what makes us better. Because we're not afraid to fail. All of you has this fear of failing buried deep inside of you. Yeah? You're so afraid to fail. You just don't want to talk about it. You don't want your wife to know about it. Your girlfriend would not be impressed if she discovers you're a loser. We brag about it. We're losers, man. Seriously. If it works better for you, that's why we have these people around us, the people who have tried many things, including Chan. Okay? We learned it from the Chinese. But now the Chinese disciples, the Korean disciples are coming to us because it works better for them. That's the bottom line. And as my attitude is that if it continues to be better for you, stick around. If it's not better for you, take off. Don't waste your time here. Don't waste your life here. Okay? But at least give it a good shake. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, give it a good try, because the track record we have, all these people have tried it, and they're still around after all these years, and they get better and better and happier and happier. That's the bottom line. Who cares about it's better than yoga or inferior to yoga? You call me inferior to yoga, it doesn't bother me. What's in a name? It's about you. If it works better for you, use it. It's not about working better alone. This is a spiritual part of your life that people are disconnected with because they don't know what to do with it. We're teaching you to rediscover your spirituality, your soul, your heart that is completely ignored, okay, by your typical education. And that's why you have to try yoga, because there's something missing in your life. So keep searching. If this stick around until it no longer works for you, then move on. It's not better. Who cares? It's only better as long as it works for you. Okay? And if there's nothing wrong with you, doing both yoga and Chan or Tai Chi and Qigong and all those things, you're welcome to do it. Very, very same way as I would tell my Buddhist disciples, go learn from that master, learn from that patriarch, and so forth. There's nothing wrong with that. If it works for you, I'm glad. Okay? I'm not afraid to lose you. Okay? Actually, I'm happier. No, you're wrong. We never claim it's better. And I don't take people seriously who claim that they know what they're talking about. Okay? Yeah. My interest, personally, is not intellectual knowledge. It's about what you can do to fix your problems and make you a better person. Okay? That's all. It's not about superior or inferior. It's irrelevant to us. At the end of the day, you have to face yourself. You have to live with yourself. That's the bottom line. I disappear. I will die. I will go away gladly. I will retire. And all you have left is yourself. Whatever you call it, with yoga or Chan or Vipassana, it's you. It's your life. Continue to improve. Continue to be a better person. Bring out the better version of you. Okay? All right. Any other questions? Yes, you too.
Master, we just have some comments that people have. Nothing really in particular. Diego says, in summary, the question that was being asked is why does Buddhism take you further in development than other paths? Angelo says the right path is the one we're on today. My path has changed many times.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel Wisniewski says the path of all paths.
Okay.
That's
Bottom line is that you continue to improve, you continue to increase your wisdom and your samadhi power, and therefore, naturally, you'll be happier. That's the bottom line. You suffer less, and you enjoy yourself more. Unlike the Indians, they like to separate spirituality from life. To me, life is spirituality. When you go back to it, Monday, come back to it Monday. The Buddha Dharma is in the world, okay? You cannot go away from the world and hope to find happiness and find your true identity. Your true identity is found in the world. The answer is in the world. You don't have to run away from it. Okay? That's it? Okay, can I, no more questions, okay? I'm out of time. Okay. Last thing, I need to complete this, cast out, the concept of casting out. Casting out is very, very, very important concept. First of all, you need to believe, okay? The good no advisor's true and proper Dharma. Do not believe on just anything. Don't believe it because someone says, I am an expert in Buddhology. I've been certified by other experts in Buddhology. Okay? In Buddhism, in our world, I'm sorry, our world is very different from the scholarly world and all the worldly knowledge about Buddhism out there. Our world has something called certification by a good known advisor, meaning these people are enlightened, they certify you to be enlightened. That's the bottom line. Then your words can be true and proper. If you're not certified to be enlightened, we don't believe you. You should not believe those people. That's why I'm telling you, don't believe me. I have a big mouth. Believe the patriarchs. And again, I'm no patriarch, contrary to people whispering, he's probably a patriarch, he's probably Bodhisattva. Untrue. Okay? Yeah. It's about you need to go back to recognize and believe only the words from the sages. That's your foundation. Okay? And in Buddhism, there are such people who are certified from the Buddha down to now. Okay? They have wisdom. You can believe them. So, those words that you should learn from will help you identify the nature of your confusion, and will be clearer later on, the next few slides, what's the nature of confusion. Okay? But once you believe that you're confused, it's undesirable for you, you should throw it out. How do you throw it out? How do you throw out your kids? When they're too noisy, when they throw tantrums, they don't listen to you. What do you do to get rid of them? See, he's ignoring us. You think they're not listening? They are listening. They do understand. See? Okay? Yeah. So, okay, don't answer. Okay, it's just a rhetorical question. I don't have time to interact with you now. I'm way behind schedule. Okay? To cast out two things. Number one, you recognize it's undesirable for you because someone else who has wisdom tells you so. So you better verify that person has wisdom. Don't just believe in anything that sounds good. Like when men whispers silly, sweet things to women. Don't believe them. Yeah? Or women telling men, I love you. Don't believe them. You know better than that, boys. Okay, well, seriously. So you have to hear and listen to words of wisdom. Find those wise people and listen to them. That's your reference. For example, words of wisdom that will strike a chord with you. Don't kill. Yeah? Don't hurt others. Doesn't matter how bad they are. They may be the worst people in the world. If you intentionally hurt them in any way, you are a bad person. You're no different from those evil people you are trying to harm. Period. That's words of wisdom. It's not mine. It's from the sages. Okay? You have to learn to recognize those things. Because in your heart, it makes sense to you. Yeah? So you may not be able to connect with all of them, but you have to start recognizing and believing and listening to these words of wisdom. And once you do it enough, then they're building a track record in you that this person's words are wise. Okay? So you need to have faith in the words of wisdom. And once you believe it's true, because those words of wisdom are not simply wisdom. Those words of wisdom are good for you. There's no wisdom, it harms you. If for me to tell you this is a bad person, go shoot him because he's Republican, that's not good for you. It's no wisdom in there. All of you are Democrats or Republicans? Never mind. See, something you don't understand, boy. Okay, so the word wisdom, ultimately you recognize them because, first of all, it strikes a chord with you. It makes sense in your heart. It may not, maybe harsh to the ears, maybe unpleasant to you, but in your heart say, it makes sense. When I'm angry, I feel like taking a knife and stick it in someone's throat. Okay? That's my natural tendency. But the word wisdom says, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. You'll regret it later. And that's a natural part of discovering the words of wisdom. We don't listen to it, but eventually they have a track record because the words of wisdom have substance. They're true over time. It makes sense to you. Okay? So you have to believe these reference points. It's very important, folks. Don't simply believe because it sounds good to your ears. Check them out, for God's sake. I check them out. I do not believe. I'm skeptical. If you see people claim I'm the authority, I know what I'm doing, I check them out right away. And until checked out, I don't believe. I'm sorry. Okay? Check them out, verify them. Once you understand that those people have wisdom, okay, then you should believe them. And that's the beginning of casting out your own confusion and falseness. You need to have reference points. This is wrong, this is right. This is proper, this is improper. This is good for me, this is bad for me. You need to build that database because there are things that you don't understand. This is so important, folks. You don't understand the words of wisdom. We tell you not to steal. Okay? That's the word of wisdom. But you still steal because you say, no one is looking. You know how much that diamond engagement, diamond ring is worth? And no one's looking. We don't have to cut off any fingers, one's fingers. Okay? It's right there on the table. Why not take it? It's beneficial, right? You take it. But the words of wisdom is that you will pay. You will be sorry. You will take a loss when you do that because it's a wrong thing to do. My point is that the things when you listen to, you will not be able to understand. It will not make sense to you. This is why the reference is very important. You have to find your references. Don't listen only because you like it. I like you. You're so special. It's the small talks that men say. Don't believe them. Girls, we don't mean it. We lie. Okay? And so it's very important that you need to have reference points that you can count on because you can't always understand. And if you have a tendency to hunt and kill squirrels and kill deer and so forth, and it's against the principle of not harming others, not killing, and we say, what's the matter? I'm a man, I have a gun, I can kill, I can go hunting. It's acceptable to society. It's legitimate, okay? It's the law of the jungle. You don't understand these things. Then you do it because that's what you've been doing lifetime after lifetime. Okay? You have to stop at some point in time. Okay? Because you need to believe it's wrong. And you don't believe it. You don't get it. That's why it's so important for you to, in order to be able to cast out your confusion, okay, You have to believe in someone who is wiser than you. They can see more than you. Yeah? Very much like, I don't know, you see war movies. Don't answer me. It's a rhetorical question again. You have a commando, a battalion lost in enemy territory. Okay? And the men will understand this. Women, it's okay. Wait for your turn. Okay? Do we risk everyone in the platoon? No, you send a point man first. Hey, Charlie, you point man, meaning you go die first. Right? You're not going to risk everyone. Okay? Someone has to make a sacrifice and go ahead of you and be shot at so that you know. And that's a good no advisor, by the way. He's an idiot who would go before you to get shot at so that he can tell you, believe me, don't do that. Because he did it before he got hurt so often, a lot more than you. He's a lot more stupid than you. And he learned. I know the Chinese would like you to say, good no advisor has wisdom. No, they're actually very stupid. They made so many more mistakes than you did. Many more. And someday they decided, maybe I should change and listen to good no advisor. I don't listen to myself anymore. Okay? That's how they could cast out their confusion. Because they trust someone else who is wiser than them. That's a start of casting out. Okay? Someone is wiser than you. Someone sees more than you. Someone has suffered a lot more than you. That's the bottom line. Ladies and dukes and dudes. Okay? They suffer a lot more than you, trust me. That's how they found out. They got shot at because they were point men. And they got shot at and they die. And they come back next lifetime, they still designated a point man, and they're shot at again. You see? They made so many mistakes and they said, okay, I think I should stop doing this. Okay? That's good no advisors, by the way. They're very unglamorous. Now the Chinese are like you, Vietnamese and the Koreans like to say, oh, they're enlightened. They have so much wisdom. No, they screwed up so badly. A lot more than we did. We did. Okay? Now you're interested in our boy? Huh? And so they screwed up a lot more than we did. That's why how they open the wisdom. And therefore, you will find out that if you believe them, okay, you can cast out your confusion. You don't believe them if your actions, your beliefs, your faith, okay, go against their words of wisdom, you will suffer. You will be confused. Your confusion increases. When you listen to their words, your confusion decreases. How? That's the second part of casting out. First of all, you have to understand, you have to believe that even if I don't understand, this person tells me I shouldn't do this, if I stop doing that, that's all I have to do. Stop it. Stop doing it. That's what casting out means. You have to stop it. You know it's not good for you because it's bad for that good no advisor already, or the loser already. That's when you say, okay, he suffered for me, good. Let's let him be the point man. I follow him because he's a point man. He gets shot at first. I follow Master YongHua because he gets shot at first. Don't you know that? Why do you think he's such in a hurry to leave us? 74 years old, he left us already. He said, I got shot enough. It's enough, okay, sayonara, I don't care how much you love me. He wisened up. Okay, Seriously. So casting out refers to you have to see clearly black and white. Since you can't, you have to trust someone else who can have more wisdom than you. That's a good knowing advisor. It's a reference point. Okay? That's why every time someone tells me something about Buddhism, I look at her and I say, who's your reference? And when the people would cite me references because they know me, and I say, Master so-and-so said so. I said, no, he's not a good no advisor yet. You should not believe that, is my answer. Okay? So you have to recognize that in order to cast out, quite often you don't get it. And you continue to create karmas that makes you more confused. You dig a hole deeper and deeper, and much harder for you to get out. That's why you have to start stopping. Okay, I won't do it anymore. That's the beginning of casting out. Stop it. Stop doing it. That's all. What he's doing? Stop killing. Yeah? Stop stealing. Stop killing is this, stealing is this. Okay? You do that. Your confusion decreases bit by bit. That's what casting out is. You stop it. You stop it with 3 things. You stop creating karmas. Okay? That's casting out. Casting out requires actions from you. It's not talk. The Buddhists, they like to say, okay, yeah, I don't steal. Okay? I'm taught not to steal. It doesn't matter what you taught. Are you doing it? Where are you stealing? What are you killing? What naughty things are you doing that you're afraid that others, when they find out, they like you less? Okay, that's casting out. Okay, so when you get to the next level, so then that's when you, again, 2 things. You need to recognize, okay, the principles or the teachings. Okay, that's it. That's good for you. And then number 2, you have to take actions. Meaning, stop doing it. Stop creating karmas with your body, with your mouth, and with your mind. Your body is that don't steal, don't kill. Okay? Your mouth, don't lie. What else you do with your mouth, boy? Drink. No, that's your body. This guy is too young to be thinking about drinking. Your parents, they drink? Where do you pick up the concept from? I will watch out where you send him to school. Okay? So you have 3 karmas. You stop creating bad karmas for you with your body, with your mouth. Don't lie. Don't be double-tongued. Don't use coarse words. Don't be frivolous. Don't talk nonsense to girls. Okay? That's bad karma. Okay, you regret it later. And then, see, he's laughing. And then, what about mind? Stop thinking. Stop scheming. Stop thinking. That's casting out. Okay? Does it help? It takes bit by bit. We cannot, there's no revolution here. It's evolution. You have to do it bit by bit, one thing at a time. If you say sweet nothings to girls, okay, say one thing less next time. And next time say one thing less and less until someday you become a saint. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening. Oh, I slapped him right away.